Hi, my lovely English learners. Welcome back to my channel. Today, we continue discovering next 50 advanced idioms for daily uses at work. Let's start. Have the world at your feet. This means to be extremely successful and admired by a large number of people. To give an example, 5 years after her debut, the diminutive star of the Royal Ballet has the world at her feet. Pull out all the stops. This signifies to do everything you can to make something successful. As an illustration, he pulled out all stops for their new startup. Go for it. This represents to do anything you have to in order to get something. For example, I'm thinking of applying for that job. Wow, just go for it. Talk shop. This means to talk about your job with those you work with when not at work. For instance, even at the party, they couldn't stop talking shop. Give the game away means to spoil a surprise or a joke by telling someone something that should have been kept secret. Specifically, please don't give the game away. This is a top secret campaign. In the line of duty, this represents something that happens to somebody when that person is doing his or her job. For example, this year alone, 5 police officers have been injured in the line of duty. On the job. Happening while you are working. To give an example, applicants for entry-level positions will receive on-the-job training. Any port in a storm. Used to say that in a difficult situation, people get help from wherever or whoever they can. To cite an example, his project is in trouble. He'll choose any port in a storm. Share a platform. This means to give speeches or to perform at the same public event. By way of example, it was the first time the opposing candidates had shared a platform. Pull someone's leg. This means to try to persuade someone to believe something that is not true, as a joke. Specifically, stop pulling my leg. You didn't have dinner with Taylor Swift. On the ball means alert and efficient. As an example, the new employee is really on the ball and catches on quickly. Blow or take the lid off something. This represents to cause something bad that was previously kept secret to be known by the public. Specifically, last year they started an investigation that was to blow the lid off corruption in the board members. Be scattered to the 4 winds. This means to be dispersed across a wide area. For example, it was the finest collection of paintings in Denmark, but during the last war it was broken up and scattered to the 4 winds. All in a day's work. This represents something that is a normal part of one's job or duties. By way of example, dealing with difficult customers is all in a day's work for a customer service representative. Climb the corporate ladder. This represents to advance in one's career. For example, he's been working hard to climb the corporate ladder at his company. Be up to your neck in something. This means to be very busy. To cite an example, I'd like to help, but I'm up to my neck at the moment. Bare your heart or soul. This represents to tell someone your secret thoughts and feelings. To give an example, we don't know each other that well. I certainly wouldn't bare my soul to her. Pull someone up short means to surprise someone, often so that that person stops what they are doing. For instance, the name on the gate pulled me up short. Go all out. This represents to put all your energy or enthusiasm into what you are doing. To give an example, the team went all out for the win. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. This represents to succeed in achieving 2 things in a single action. For example, I killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I went to the gym during my lunch break. It was a great way to stay in shape and took a break from work. Be snowed under. This represents to have so much work to task to do. To give an example, I'm snowed under with a ton of schoolwork. Work every hour that God sends means work hard, work all time. To give an example, sorry I haven't been in touch lately. I've been working all the hours that God sends. Live hand to mouth means working without having spare money, spare resources, no backup. For instance, my father earned very little, and there were 4 kids, so we lived from hand to mouth. Go from strength to strength means to gradually become more successful. Specifically, the firm's gone from strength to strength since the new factory was built. Keep your head above water. This represents to just be able to continue doing what you do. As an example, the business is in trouble, but we're keeping our heads above water. Keep body and soul together. This represents to be able to pay for your food, clothing, and somewhere to live. As an illustration, his wages are barely enough to keep body and soul together. Sink or swim. This means if you are left to sink or swim, you are given no help so that you succeed or fail completely by your own efforts. For instance, my employer gave me no help when I started my new job. I was just left to sink or swim. Just another day at the office, often used to highlight that one's typical day consists of things not normal for most people. As an example, how was your day, dear? Oh, just another day at the office. Customers threatening to sue, employees trying to steal merchandise, the usual. Be or like music to one's ears means be something that is pleasant to hear. Specifically, after such a stressful day at work, news that my friends had to cancel our dinner was music to my ears. Get the better of someone. This represents to defeat someone in a competition. To give an example, he fought fiercely, but his opponent easily got the better of him. No pain, no gain. This represents suffering is necessary in order to achieve something. By way of example, the athletes are complaining about having to train on a Sunday, but no pain, no gain. Raise the bar. This means raise the standards which need to be met in order to qualify for something. As an example, Apple has really raised the bar with their latest iPhone. Stay ahead of something. This represents to react quickly and keep an advantage. For instance, we are changing our marketing strategy. Advertising will now include threads. We must stay ahead of the game. Stay the course. This represents to keep going strong to the end of a race or contest or task. For example, we have been working with this client for 18 months. We plan to stay the course and get the job done. Jump through hoops means go through an elaborate or complicated procedure in order to achieve an objective. Specifically, we are in the process of applying for a mortgage, but we have to jump through so many hoops. All of a doodah. This represents in a state of confusion. By way of example, she's all of a doodah about the event arrangements. Think on one's feet means think quickly and improvise. To cite an example, I need to think on my feet in my new marketing campaign. Every dog has its day. This means everyone will be successful sometime. Specifically, I don't worry too much about small mistakes. I believe every dog has its day. Learn the ropes means to learn the tricks in order to do something well. To give an example, it's important for you to learn the ropes and understand your father's business well before taking it over. 40 winks. This signifies a brief nap or short sleep. As an example, the bank manager caught the security guard taking 40 winks on duty. Get cold feet. This represents get nervous. By way of example, I was going to volunteer to give the speech, but then I got cold feet and decided not to do it. Stand on one's own feet means be independent and look after one's self. To cite an example, she has been here for a year now. She needs to stand on her own feet. Go belly up. This signifies go wrong, go bankrupt, lose all the money. To give an example, this company might go belly up. Rolling in dough. This means having a large amount of money, being very wealthy. To cite an example, ever since he sold his startup, he's been rolling in dough. Make a or your mark on something means to have an important effect on something. As an example, he didn't work here for very long, but he definitely made his mark on the place. Shift your ground. This means to change your opinion. By way of example, he's annoying to argue with because he keeps shifting his ground. Think better of something. This represents to decide that something is not a good idea. To cite an example, originally we were going to buy that software, but we thought better of it. Wolf in sheep's clothing. This represents deceptive appearance, like a dangerous person disguised as harmless. For instance, the new employee was a wolf in sheep's clothing, stealing company secrets. Have another think coming means to need to consider something again, because you are wrong. As an example, if you think I'm going to pay for everything, you've got another think coming. Burn the midnight oil means work late into the night, especially on a project or task. For instance, she had to burn the midnight oil to meet the deadline for her presentation. That's the end of today's lesson. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye and have a lovely day.